All right, guys. So I promised I would make a video about all the equipment I use to cut my own hair. We'll start with the stuff that's more non-essential first, and then we'll go to the more essential things that you should, definitely have in your toolkit. So stuff like this, right? Like this is a fader. This is for fading, or it's for just making sure your lines are symmetrical. You put this on the back of your head. You don't even need to use it for fading. You just put this, around your head to make sure that everything is lined up where you want to cut. Fairly cheap, so a lot of this stuff is really fairly cheap, and it's just good stuff to have lying around. Next is, you know, a nice little nose clipper. So you'll often see, if you search up like trimmers on Amazon, you'll see like one of these, right? These are okay. And the thing about these is like this top part pops off completely, this head. And it'll have multiple attachments like a nose clipper, body hair clipper, etc. But most of those are going to be trash. Um, while this is an extremely good nose clipper. So I recommend having like designated items for what you're trying to accomplish. So this actually has a head that can be this, this, and body trimmer, and probably a couple other things. You'll see them on Amazon. It'll say like 8-in-1 or 10-in-1. Um, for example, the head on this is now a trimmer, which is trying to replicate this. This is the Kimi 2993. You can get these on Alibaba, man. Alibaba's price changes around, but I was able to snag this thing for $13, and it is a professional grade trimmer, right? This is, out of all these things, this is my most used item. And why? What is a trimmer used for? A trimmer is used for like neck hair, so getting out the neck hair. It's used for your beard. Um, and yeah, those are the two main things I use this for. It's neck hair, like the sides of the hair, up against the ears, and the beard. So that's why this is the most used item I have on this table right now, is because it's extremely versatile. This is a professional grade product. Even though this was $13 on Alibaba, AliExpress, I mean, this is a professional grade item. So next I have a foil shaver. Now this one is a bit different than most foil shavers. Most foil shavers are going to have, these are the actual foil shavers. These are the actual heads. So they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 heads. And what a foil shaver is used for is getting that zero on the back of the head, the neckline, your neck, your beard. That's really what it's for. It's for getting that zero without having to use a razor. And the reason why I picked this one is because this one has 2 trimmer heads too. So usually you would have to go in with the trimmer first, and then get it to stubble level, or as even below stubble level, and then you would come in with this like a normal foil shaver, and you'd get it down to the zero. But with this one, I don't have to get it that low because it already has trimmer heads on it. It's also very powerful. You want to pick, even though you're cutting stuff at home, you want to get professional grade items. Why? Now, don't spend too much. I'll tell you what you really need to spend the money on, and it is your clipper, right? This is what you need to spend your money on the most. Everything else, try to go for value for money. Like these 2 items are extreme value for money. I think this was like $15 to $20, and this was also on AliExpress. by the way. Just search a forehead foil shaver. This is like some Chinese product. Like, it's also on Amazon. But this is like a Chinese product that's people just put a logo on and sell it for 45 bucks. But you can buy it on AliExpress for like 18. And I mean, it even has like like a nice magnetic lid. Um, so yeah, we talked about, some of the more non-essential things. Although this is value for money now, and these products will last an extremely long time. I even like to use this one. Even though I already have a trimmer, sometimes one trimmer. Now these do come with like guards on them. They usually come with like 3 guards a piece. And the guard feel on some stuff is just like different. So this one gets like the perfect beard stubble that I look for, and that's why I'll use this one a lot actually for my beard. But if I want to go almost close to zero, if not zero, on my neckline, I'll use a combo of these two. If I'm trying to, if I'm going from like really, straight from tall hair, and I want to try to get it down to the zero, I'm going to use this. Now, if I want to get it super, super, like triple zero, I'm going to use the foil shaver. But actually, this is quite good enough by itself. Next, we'll talk about scissors, right? So, good pair of scissors is extremely important. For kind of doing those details around the ears, etc. I use this almost every day. So, good pair of scissors is super cheap these days on Amazon. $6. You can get yourself a nice pair of scissors that'll last you like 5 years until, maybe maybe it doesn't become as sharp anymore. So I might just want to, get a new pair. And then the old pair can be used for like Amazon boxes or whatever, because these are still sharp. Like, when they dull out for hair, they're still, good for a lot of other things. Now these are for blending. You don't need these, but like I'm saying, a lot of this stuff is like super cheap. So why not? So I've been experimenting. This is like the newest item I've bought, and I've been experimenting with blending my hair with these. Now, guys, we'll talk about the main entree, which is the clipper, right? The clipper is really kind of, the tool for the top of your head. It's for fading. It's for everything. This is really this clipper, depending on the type. Now this has like a fader blade on it. Can do close to the same work as this trimmer. You can use just the clipper. You don't really need the trimmer. But like I said, it's just nice to have all these things, just for like their specific use case situation. As these other things over here, like all these things probably cost a total of $50, while this clipper, you're looking at spending $150 for a professional clipper, whether it be, wall and this variety of different ones. You're looking at spending like, now there's some like lower budget type of still professional clippers. Make sure you watch YouTube and stuff like that. But there are some good names, and there are some like good brands that a lot of people recommend. So yeah, sadly, I've had this clipper for about 12 years now, still perfect. The only thing is, just have to replace this head, because the head does get rusty. They did not have a wireless version. This is the Wall 5-Star Senior. This is probably the most well-known professional clipper known in barbershops worldwide, is the Wall 5-Star Senior. And that's not really like why I got it. I just got it for some reason 12 years ago, but it is an amazing clipper. Like, there is no shortage of power in this thing. Would I have gotten the wireless version instead of the wired if the wireless version came out at that time? Yes. Now there's two benefits, right? It's nice being wireless, but with the wired version, the motor and the power is going to be more powerful, and it's going to be more consistent. So with the wireless version, like, when you get down to like 20%, it's not going to be as consistent or powerful. And even at 100%, it's still not going to deliver as much powerful as the wired version. So we'll talk about guards real quick, So there's the official wall guards. Guys, I've had these guards since I've had these clippers. So these are 12 plus year old guards. These are extremely good guards, man. These things fall on the ground, they're good. Like, none of them have broken. I have a full set. Recently I bought a pair of these ones. And the reason why, these are just like no name Chinese, but they're made for the wall clippers. Make sure when you're buying guards, you get them made for your clipper. And the reason why I bought them is because they have halves on them. So these come in like 0.5, 0.75, 1.5, stuff like that. And that just gives you better blending capacity when you're doing your hair, especially if you're fading. Now, I don't recommend someone who's starting out to go into fading. Fading is very hard. You should go down to just the two blade, the two guard. And if you go down to the two guard, your mess ups won't be that bad. But if you start out with fading, you're almost guaranteed to mess up, man. If you're new. Now, of course, blade oil. Man, I bought this. This is actually, I think this is like Wall branded blade oil, and this bottle has been with me for like forever, man. And it's still like half full because we aren't. This is actually made for professional like use, like a small bottle like. But I would recommend. All this stuff is super cheap, so that bottle of blade oil is probably like $10. As you see, I have like a small one that I haven't even opened. It just came in this little set. But as you guys can see, this is probably. I don't know if I need to throw this out, but I still use it and it works fine. But man, it's still half full after it's been at least 5-7 years now. Get yourself like a nice bag to put stuff in. And yeah, guys, just to reassess. So these are really the things, if you have these things, your kit's kind of complete, man. Like a good trimmer. You can even get like a throwaway trimmer. You know what I mean? Like one to use that you don't care about that much, but you just need like one trimmer, a foil shaver. That's good. Now, foil shavers, it's important to get one with good reviews, guys, because a lot of foil shavers are really, really bad. A lot, man. And at first, I had experiences with a lot of bad foil shavers, and I thought foil shavers just didn't work for me. I thought they were just junk, honestly. And then I came across like a good one, and this one, trust me, this one works. This one gives you a closer shave than a razor does, like a 3-headed razor. I'll get the nose. This is really the best one, man. The Conair. This is nice to have as well. You don't need it though. I will actually probably be using that today. At least this type of scissor. But the most important thing, guys, is honestly, these are the two things you need. A pair of scissors, so you can get into around the ears and stuff, and a good quality clipper, man. good quality clipper is going to last you for a lifetime, especially because this is wired, so it doesn't have a lithium ion battery. Now, I do recommend you guys get the wireless one for convenience sake, man. I would trade the convenience for this, probably lasting like 40, 50 years, which it probably will last that long, man. But yeah, I thought I would make this video just for the home barbers out there. Um, and yeah, this is like a super rewarding hobby to get into. If you guys wanted to learn any hobby, it would be this one. And guess what, man? You can order these things off. Now, these things, I recommend you get on Alibaba. And if you do get them, you're going to at least use them for your beard, even if you don't want to cut your own hair anymore. But I would try, man. I would try to watch like YouTube videos, how to cut your own hair. Don't do fades, guys. Don't do fades. Do simple haircuts at first. And then if you really want to fade, now, in my opinion, I think fades are overrated. But if you really want to fade, you can, don't do it the first week or the first month. Try simple haircuts first. And man, this is like the most rewarding hobby, especially with the prices of haircuts these days. We're talking like, guys, on this table, you can get all this stuff for less than $250, and you'll have a lifetime worth of haircuts and beard trims. But yeah, thanks, guys. Now, if your hair is like super complicated, obviously it's going to take you like a minute to learn. But hey, at the end of the day, a professional barber has to learn, dozens and hundreds of different hairstyles and hair textures, etc. You just got to learn one. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.